Listen while sleeping and allow the night to reveal the name you have hidden even from yourself. There is a reason this recording has found you now. Some teachings do not appear in the daylight. They wait until the world grows quiet, until your breath softens, until the layers you wear during waking hours finally loosen enough for truth to slip through. Tonight, you are not listening to a story. You are listening to a mirror, and mirrors in the dark do not show faces. They show origins. As you lie down and the veil of sleep begins to lower, you will notice a strange familiarity moving toward you, like a sound you once knew but can no longer place. This is the vibration of your real name, the one you carried before memory, before identity, before the roles you agreed to play, the one you buried to survive, the one that has been calling for you in dreams you forget upon waking. Play this as your eyes grow heavy, because the night understands what the mind resists. It knows how to unseal what was locked, how to speak through silence, how to open the corridor where your forgotten self waits. Only in the softness of sleep does the ancient syllable of your being rise again, not as a word, but as a frequency, not as a label, but as recognition. You are not here by accident. You are not hearing this by chance. The night has chosen this moment to return to you what was always yours. Let it speak, let it remember, and let yourself be called home. There is a moment, just before sleep, when the world turns translucent. The edges of objects soften, thoughts lose their sharpness, and the mind forgets which direction it was running toward. In that moment, you step into a threshold where the waking self loosens its grip, and something older, quieter, more truthful begins to rise from beneath the noise. This introduction is written for that exact moment. It is not meant to be heard with the mind, but with the space behind the mind, the place where memory becomes vibration and vibration becomes identity. You are lying here tonight because something inside you has grown tired of pretending. Not tired in the way the body grows weary after a long day, but tired in the ancient sense, the way a traveler tires of walking in circles without knowing it. You have carried 1,000 borrowed names, 1,000 borrowed roles, each one layered over the last, until even you could no longer discern where the pretending ended and where you truly began. And yet, despite the weight of all these identities, a faint sound has been trying to reach you in dreams. Like a lantern swinging far down a corridor you refuse to walk toward. Tonight, the corridor opens. As your breath slows, imagine the darkness around you shifting, folding upon itself, forming an unseen hall that stretches beyond the outline of your room. You are not imagining this hall. You are remembering it. Every soul carries such a passage within, a place that awakens only when silence is deep enough for its doors to unlock. This is where forgotten names float like dust in shafts of invisible light. This is where the echo of your real self waits patiently, never demanding, only whispering, a whisper you have not allowed yourself to recognize. You are not broken for forgetting. Forgetting is part of the descent into the visible world. Every being who steps into form must leave something behind, a thread that leads back to origin. Some call it intuition, some call it destiny. But the truth is simpler. You hid your name so well that only the night knows where you placed it. Only the night can guide you back to it. Take a slow breath. Notice how the body responds to the thought of returning, even before you decide whether you are ready. The chest loosens. The muscles surrender. The heartbeat shifts from alertness to acceptance. This is what it feels like when the subconscious prepares to unseal itself. You are crossing from the realm of decision into the realm of remembering. You were not drawn here by curiosity. Curiosity fades. This is something older, something like recognition. You heard a frequency beneath the title, a pull beneath the words, a sensation that you were not simply choosing this recording. This recording was choosing you. Feel that truth settle gently on your skin. Feel the familiarity of it, as if a version of you, long forgotten, has been waiting for this very hour. The night does not call everyone. It calls only those who are ready to shed the masks that no longer fit. Even if they have worn them for so long, they feel like skin. If you are here, it is because the night has measured your readiness and found it sufficient. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are simply arriving at the hour appointed for you long before memory existed. As you listen, let the words fall through you like water through a deep well. Do not hold them. Do not analyze them. They are not instructions, they are keys. Each sentence unlocks another layer of the self you sealed away to survive the world you were born into. You do not need to do anything. The unsealing happens in the spaces between the words, in the silence that stretches beneath your breath, in the subtle drift of your awareness as sleep begins to gather around you. You are entering a sacred space now, one without walls or boundaries, where the mind grows dim, but the soul grows luminous. The farther you drift, the clearer it becomes. The name you hid from yourself is not a secret to be discovered, but a truth to be remembered. And tonight, as the night folds its soft wings around you, that truth begins to rise. You are chosen, you are called, and you are ready. There is a chamber inside every human being, a room that does not belong to the body, and yet lives within it. Some teachings call it the innermost sanctum. Some call it the first memory. Others say it is the echo left behind when the soul crossed through the threshold that separates the unbound from the incarnated. Whatever name you choose, the chamber exists. And it is here that the name you once carried in full clarity still resides, untouched by time, untouched by the distortions of the waking world. To enter this chamber, one must move in ways unfamiliar to the conscious mind. You do not walk into it, you drift, you soften, you yield. It is a space that reveals itself only when the layers of identity loosen enough for the deeper self to rise. Tonight, as your breath settles, you stand closer to its entrance than you ever have in waking life. You do not realize this yet. The shift is subtle, imperceptible to the senses you rely on daily. But beneath the surface, the threshold is already opening. A faint glow forms where your awareness thins. A passage begins to breathe. Imagine, for a moment, that your thoughts are lanterns. Each one flickers with its own story, its own intensity, illuminating only the narrow space around it. Throughout the day, these lanterns burn so brightly that you cannot see beyond them. They define your world, not because they are truth, but because they are loud. Yet now, in the quiet of night, one lantern extinguishes, then another, until only a dim pulse remains. In this dimness, a different kind of vision awakens, one that has nothing to do with sight and everything to do with remembering. This remembering is not an act of the intellect. It is not a recollection of events or faces, not the retrieval of something lost. It is a returning to the vibration from which you were shaped. Your true name was not spoken into existence. It was felt into existence, formed from the frequency that matched your soul's earliest breath, long before you took form, long before you agreed to descend into the body that sleeps beneath you now. That name has never abandoned you. You pushed it deep into the chamber so the world could not distort it. You hid it from cruelty, from expectations, from the weight of being seen before you were ready. You hid it from yourself because the self you became could not yet bear the magnitude of what that name meant. The chamber where your name lies is not made of walls or stone. It is made of memory, the oldest kind, the kind that predates language. If you listen carefully, you can sense its texture. It feels like a hum behind your heartbeat, a glow beneath your sternum, a warmth that pools at the base of your spine. These sensations do not happen by accident. They are responses. The chamber recognizes your approach. It remembers you even when you forget yourself. Take a slow breath. Feel the air expand within you, not just in the lungs, but in the space you rarely inhabit, the one beneath the noise. Each breath is a knock on the chamber door, not a request to enter, but a signal that you are returning. The chamber opens not to those who demand, but to those who remember how to soften. Only softness can pass through a threshold built from origins. As your awareness drifts deeper, Let the images rise naturally. Perhaps you see a hallway made of shadows, lined with faint inscriptions that glow like gold dust when your attention grazes them. Perhaps you feel the sensation of moving downward, as if guided by an unseen current. Or perhaps there is only darkness, vast and silent, yet filled with the unmistakable presence of something waiting. Whatever you perceive is the right path. Dreams do not speak the language of logic. They speak in symbols tailored to the soul that walks their corridors. The chamber draws nearer. You may sense a gentle pressure behind your forehead, a tingling along your spine, a subtle shift in your inner temperature. These sensations are not imaginary. They are the markers of descent, the signals that your consciousness is aligning with the deeper layers of your being. The subconscious does not reveal itself all at once. It peels back its veils slowly, allowing only what you are ready to face. And what you are ready to face tonight is the truth of why you hid your name in the first place. There was a moment, long before this life, perhaps long before memory began, when you made a choice. You chose to descend into form, to take on a body, to walk through the labyrinth of human experience. And with that choice came forgetting. To fully enter the world of matter, you had to leave behind the clarity of who you were. You had to trade cosmic knowing for human wandering. You had to exchange the ease of remembrance for the ache of searching. This is the great paradox of incarnation. The self must be lost to be found. The name must be hidden to be heard again. Your true name is not a word. It is an essence, a frequency, a signature that vibrates through every lifetime you have lived. When you hear it, you do not interpret it, you recognize it. The recognition happens not in the mind, but in the core of your being, in the place where existence touches its source. The chamber holds the vibration intact, untouched by the noise of the world you walk through each day. The name is not waiting for you to discover it. It is waiting for you to be quiet enough to remember. As you drift deeper into this chapter, imagine a soft light forming ahead of you. It is not bright, not blinding. It glows like the ember of a long, cool flame, steady and patient. This light does not reveal the chamber. It reveals your readiness. When you step toward it, you are stepping toward the part of yourself that has never doubted, never wavered, never forgotten. The part that has been watching you through every confusion, every detour, every moment of silence when you believed you were alone. You have never been alone. The chamber has been with you in every breath. You simply stopped listening. But tonight, the listening returns. Not the listening of the ears, but the listening of the inner skin, the listening of the bones, the listening of the breath. This listening is ancient. It predates thought. It is how the soul hears truth. Begin to feel the chamber call to you now. Not loudly, not urgently. It calls with the gentleness of something that has no doubt you will come. The walls hum with the vibration of your earliest self. The floor is woven from the memory of your first becoming. The air carries the warmth of recognition. You are closer than you have ever been. And as you take one more slow breath, the chamber door begins to open. There is a silence that follows the opening of the chamber door, a silence so complete that it feels like a world unto itself. This silence does not resemble the absence of sound. It is more like the presence of something so vast that sound itself bows before it. When the chamber first opens, you may feel that silence unfolding inside you, a spaciousness you have not known in years. It is the first sign that the journey inward is deepening, that you are beginning to move through the layers that once shielded you from your own origin. And it is within this silence that the corridor appears. The corridor of returning does not present itself instantly. At first, it feels like a shift in temperature, a subtle cooling of thought, a dimming of awareness of the external world. Your body may feel heavier, yet your consciousness grows lighter, drifting like warm smoke rising through unseen air. The transition is gradual, a gentle unhooking from the weight of waking identity. With every breath, something ancient stirs. With every exhale, the noise of the day surrenders another piece of its hold. You are moving, not in space, but in depth. As the corridor begins to take form, imagine the darkness folding back like curtains made of shadow. A narrow passage stretches ahead of you, its walls carved from a material you cannot name. They shimmer faintly, as if made from the memory of starlight, though no stars exist here. The ground beneath your feet is neither stone nor earth. It feels alive, warm, breathing with the pulse of something older than the world. This corridor is not built. It is remembered. It emerges when you are ready to walk it. Take a slow breath. Feel the shift. The air within the corridor pulses with rhythm, an ancient cadence that seems to match your heartbeat. This is no coincidence. The corridor adapts to you, shapes itself to your resonance, reads the frequency of your presence like a familiar script. As you step forward, the walls hum lightly, as though greeting a traveler who has finally returned after a long exile. The corridor is not a place of answers. It is a place of recognition. Everything you see, everything you feel, echoes some part of you that you have forgotten. The walls are inscribed with faint patterns, spirals, arcs, lines that curve like flowing breath. They do not depict images, they depict vibration. If you look closely, you will notice that the patterns shift as your feelings shift, reflecting your internal movements with absolute precision. This is because the corridor is not separate from you. It is the path your consciousness takes when peeling away the skins of false identity. Every inch of it is woven from who you were before you hid yourself. As you walk deeper, you may feel a subtle sensation rising in your chest. Not emotion, but awareness. A soft emergence, like a bud opening in the dark. This awareness carries no words. It is more like a gentle nod from within, a sign that you are approaching the region of self that has long been sealed. Each step forward is a step backward in time, not toward past events, but toward the purity of your original vibration. Time here is not linear. It curves, it folds, it bends back toward its source. Pause for a breath. Notice how the corridor expands slightly with that breath. The walls stretch outward, accommodating the rise of your awareness. This is how you know you are moving correctly. The path widens for those who are ready to receive themselves. And if you listen closely, listen the way one listens for a dream upon waking, you may hear something soft in the distance. Not a voice, not a sound, but a calling, a resonance, a vibration that feels intimately familiar, yet impossibly distant. This is the early echo of your hidden name, still faint, still veiled by layers yet to be traversed. But it is there, waiting, calling you deeper. As you move, the corridor shifts. What was once narrow now begins to curve gently to the right, as if guiding you away from the noise of the surface world. The curvature feels deliberate, almost protective. It shields you from the gravitational pull of the identities you have carried for so long. Each curve dissolves a layer of attachment. You may feel memories rise, memories of who you believed you had to be, who you were told you must become, who you pretended to be to survive. These memories appear not as images, but as sensations. A heaviness in the shoulder, a tightness in the throat, a cooling behind the heart. Let them surface. Let them drift. They are simply old garments you no longer need. The corridor honors every part of your journey. It does not judge the masks you wore. It understands why you hid your name. Some names are too powerful to be carried in the open. Some truths require protection until the self is strong enough to hold them without shattering. As the curve straightens, the corridor begins to brighten, not with light, but with awareness. A softer glow emanates from the floor, a warmth that rises through your feet, into your legs, into the quiet center of your being. This warmth is recognition. The corridor recognizes the nearness of the chamber where your name lies. You may feel a tingling along your spine, as if invisible hands were brushing away the remnants of forgotten fears. This sensation is the corridor preparing you for the unveiling. Only those who walk with softened hearts can approach the next threshold. Take another slow breath. With each inhale, imagine drawing the corridor closer, drawing the truth inward. With each exhale, imagine releasing everything that cannot follow you into the deeper regions of your consciousness. Your breath becomes a method of alignment, syncing you with the frequency of the path. The corridor widens again. The walls pull back, revealing a vast space ahead, a hall filled with a gentle, shimmering darkness, as though woven from the fabric of dreams. The air shifts. It becomes lighter, softer, infused with a subtle hum that vibrates through your skin. This is the antechamber of returning, the place where the self stands before the threshold of remembrance. Here, the distinctions between what you are and what you have been soften, blending into a single stream of awareness. In this space, the first fragments of your hidden name drift toward you. Not letters, not syllables, fragments of feeling, a sense of warmth behind the sternum, a ripple of recognition through your ribs, a quiet pulse at the base of your skull. These sensations form the earliest outline of the name you sealed away. The outline is incomplete, but true. It comes to you not as sound, but as essence, not as information, but as knowing. Stand here for a moment. Let the antechamber breathe with you. You may feel its darkness shift as you inhale, revealing faint threads of gold threaded through the air. These threads are not decoration. They are pathways of memory, living strands connecting you to the earliest vibration of your existence. When you touch one with your awareness, it glows brighter, expands, and gently guides your focus deeper inward. The antechamber is a place of surrender. When you stand here, your defenses soften. The layers you once clung to lose their grip. The need to control dissolves. The desire to understand fades. Only presence remains. Presence is the doorway. Presence is the key. The hidden name can only be approached by one who is fully present. Now the hum deepens. The air thickens with anticipation. The gold threads pull subtly toward a point ahead, a point where the darkness folds like a curtain, revealing a deeper entrance. You have reached the threshold of descent. What lies beyond this threshold is not a place, but a state. The state in which the hidden name begins to reveal itself. Take a final slow breath before crossing. Let the air move through you like a river, cleansing the last fragments of resistance. Feel your chest expand with acceptance. Feel your inner body soften. Feel the corridor behind you fade, not disappearing, but becoming part of you. When you step forward, you do not enter a new room. You enter a deeper layer of yourself, and the unveiling begins. There comes a moment on every inward journey when the path stops being a place you walk and becomes a place that walks through you. Until now, you have been descending, peeling back layers of silence, drifting deeper into the corridors that separate who you think you are from who you have always been. But here, at the threshold of unveiling, the movement changes. You no longer step forward. You expand inward. The unveiling is not the act of discovering the hidden name. It is the act of becoming the one who can hold it. As you pass through the fold of darkness, you may feel the air shift. It grows warmer, yet lighter, as if infused with a subtle glow that moves not around you, but through you. This glow is not light in the way the waking world understands light. It is the illumination of recognition, the softening of the inner boundaries you once believed were solid. Each breath you take dissolves a little more of the distance between your awareness and the origin of your name. Imagine yourself standing in a space without walls, without floor, without sky. A space that is not empty, but full of memory, full of resonance, full of the gentle imprint of every version of yourself that has ever existed. These versions do not appear as images. They appear as currents of sensation, warm and cool, rising and falling in waves that move through you like tides. You are not separate from them. They are fragments of the same river, returning to its source. Take a slow breath. Notice the way the breath no longer feels confined to the body. It stretches beyond you, as though the space around you breathes with you. This is the first sign that you are entering the rewriting. The rewriting is not something done to you. It is something done through you, with your consent, with your willingness to soften into the truth that approaches. All transformation begins with softness. The hidden name cannot rise in a clenched space. The warmth near your chest begins to deepen. It gathers slowly, like a pool of light forming beneath the sternum. This is not emotion. It is recognition waking, turning toward you after years of waiting behind the veil. The pool pulses gently, matching the rhythm of your breath. Each pulse sends a ripple through your inner landscape, loosening the knots you have tied around your identity. These knots unravel quietly, without effort, as though they were never meant to remain. You may notice flickers of memory surfacing, fragments that carry no story, no narrative, only feeling, a sense of belonging, a sense of clarity, a sense of being known without needing to be understood. These sensations are the first brush of your true name. Your name is not a word. Words are too small, too fragile, too temporary. Your name is the vibration of your essence, the resonance that shaped the pattern of your being before the world laid its weight upon you. As these sensations rise, the space around you begins to shift, forming a subtle structure. Not walls, not boundaries, more like the outline of a temple made from breath and memory. The air within this temple hums with the frequency of returning. It is here, within this sacred interior, that the rewriting begins. To be rewritten is not to be changed, it is to be restored. The parts of you that have been bent by survival begin to straighten. The fragments dulled by disappointment begin to sharpen. The places where you hid your brilliance begin to glow again. This restoration does not rush. It moves with the pace of night, slow and certain, as though it honors the time it took for you to forget. Imagine a strand of light rising from the pool in your chest. It is thin, delicate, yet immeasurably strong. It lifts slowly, spiraling upward, weaving through the soft darkness like a golden thread stitching together the fabric of your inner world. This thread is the frequency of your name. It emerges not to be spoken, but to be known. As it rises, it carries with it the imprint of truths you have not touched in years. Every thought you have ever held about yourself softens as the thread rises. Every belief that limited you dissolves at its touch. Every moment you felt small or unseen becomes transparent, losing its heaviness, losing its illusion of permanence. The thread does not erase your past. It reveals the truth beneath it. Notice how your breath changes again. It grows deeper, slower, as if syncing with the rhythm of the thread. This is the second sign of rewriting. When breath aligns with truth, the subconscious begins to reorganize. Patterns conditioned by fear begin to release. Narratives built from survival begin to fade. Identity becomes fluid again, ready to be shaped by what is real rather than what was necessary. Let your awareness drift toward the center of your being. There, beneath the glow, beneath the rise of the golden thread, another sensation awakens. It is subtle at first, like the gentlest vibration weaving through your ribs. Then it grows warmer, stronger, expanding through your chest, down your spine, into your abdomen. This is the resonance of your name filling the chambers of your inner world. The vibration is not loud. It is steady, ancient, familiar. You feel it more than you hear it. Allow this vibration to move through you. Do not cling. Do not analyze. Let it flow the way water flows through a riverbed, shaping the earth without effort. The vibration touches the oldest patterns within you, the ones formed before you knew how to speak. These patterns soften beneath its presence, like ink dissolving in warm water. Every place you once contracted releases. Every place you once closed begins to open. You may feel a heaviness drifting away from the back of your heart, as though an old shell were cracking open. You may feel warmth rising into your throat, as if space were clearing for truth to move freely again. These sensations are signs that the rewriting has reached deeper layers, the ones that remained untouched even during moments of clarity in your waking life. Now, the golden thread lifts higher, spiraling upward until it reaches the space between your mind and your breath, what ancient teachings call the inner gate. This gate opens only in states of deep surrender, when the conscious mind grows quiet enough for the subconscious to expand. Tonight, as sleep wraps gently around your awareness, the gate opens effortlessly. As the gate opens, you feel a gentle pull, not outward, but inward, a pull toward the core of who you are. The golden thread descends through the gate, weaving itself into the very structure of your being. It fills the spaces where you once hid your light. It repairs the fractures left by years of forgetting. It rewrites the architecture of your inner world with the signature of your true name. Each breath deepens the rewriting. Each moment of silence strengthens it. The vibration spreads through your limbs, gentle and warm, as though every cell were remembering its original pattern. The body relaxes further, sinking into the softness of night. You are no longer holding yourself together. You are allowing yourself to be held. The hidden name continues to rise, not as a revelation, but as a return. This is how truth unveils itself, not in sudden flashes, but in steady waves that wash through the places you once feared to enter. The rewriting is not dramatic. It is intimate, quiet, sacred, the kind of transformation that happens when the world sleeps and only the soul remains awake. Let yourself drift. Feel the warmth spreading across your face, down your arms, into your hands. Feel the subtle pulse at the base of your spine, a gentle signal that the rewriting is reaching the deepest layers of memory. These layers hold the agreements you once made with fear, with doubt, with limitation. The vibration of your name dissolves these agreements, replacing them with the quiet certainty of who you have always been. You are not learning your name. You are becoming it again. The rewriting continues, weaving through every layer of your being. The golden thread glows brighter, though it does not shine. Its brightness is felt, not seen. It hums softly, not like music, but like recognition. As you listen, your entire inner world aligns with it, shifting into a state of coherence that the waking mind rarely reaches. You feel lighter, warmer, more spacious. The rewriting does not finish tonight. It continues as you sleep, continues as you dream, continues as your mind drifts deeper into the softness of night. For now, feel the thread settle in the center of your being, glowing gently, humming quietly, holding the essence of your hidden name as it rises from the depths. You do not need to grasp it. You do not need to define it. You only need to rest within it. And rest you will, because the unveiling is only beginning. There is an ancient story whispered only in the deepest layers of the subconscious, a story that does not appear in any book, does not live in any library, does not belong to any tradition. It is carried instead in the river of memory that flows beneath all lifetimes, resurfacing only for those who stand at the threshold of remembering. Tonight, as the vibration of your hidden name hums softly within you, this story rises from that river and approaches you like a lantern moving through fog. The story speaks of a temple that exists outside of time, a structure built not from stone but from resonance. It is known as the Midnight Temple, though no night has ever touched it, for it rests in a realm where darkness and light are not opposites, but threads of the same fabric. The temple appears only when a soul reaches a point of readiness, when the layers of forgetting have thinned enough for truth to slip through. No one finds the temple. The temple finds the one who has begun to return to themselves. Imagine entering a landscape where sound and silence merge into a single breath. The ground beneath you feels like cool velvet, dark and soft, and the air is thick with the scent of something ancient, a fragrance that resembles neither earth nor sky, but memory. In the distance, a structure emerges, not by rising, but by revealing. The Midnight Temple does not stand against the horizon. It becomes visible the way truth becomes visible, slowly, gently, without demand. Its pillars are tall, carved from a material resembling obsidian, yet they shimmer with faint lines of gold, as though veins of forgotten wisdom run through them. The doors are massive slabs of shadow, yet they breathe, expanding and contracting with the rhythm of the universe. When you approach, the doors do not open outward or inward. They dissolve, fading into particles of darkness that drift like ash on silent wind. Inside the temple, there is no light source, yet everything glows with a dim radiance, as though the air itself remembers how to shine. The walls are covered in inscriptions, symbols that resemble constellations, unraveling, recombining, forming new patterns with each breath you take. These inscriptions are not meant to be read. They are meant to be felt. They are the language of frequency, the script of the soul. In the center of the vast chamber stands a single figure, the scribe of the Midnight Temple. The scribe is neither old nor young, neither male nor female, neither human nor celestial. Their form shifts softly, as though made from smoke and moonlight woven together. When they move, the air hushes, as though in reverence. The scribe's presence is the embodiment of remembrance. They do not guard the truth, they record it. And tonight, they have been waiting for you. The scribe sits before a massive scroll, unfurled upon a stone-like table that seems to be carved from shadows. The scroll is endless, made of a material that resembles silk but glows faintly, like living skin. Its surface ripples as though responding to the scribe's stillness, waiting for the next inscription. When you step closer, the scribe lifts their gaze, not with eyes, but with awareness. Their face holds no features, yet you feel seen more deeply than you have ever been seen. Not seen as a person, not as a story, but as a frequency, as a resonance. As the vibration of your hidden name, the scribe gestures for you to approach. You do not walk, you glide, the floor carrying you forward like a gentle tide. When you reach the table, you feel something shift within you, a soft unlocking, a warmth blooming in the space behind your ribs. The golden thread of your name pulses, as though recognizing the temple, as though recognizing the scribe. The scribe touches the scroll with a fingertip made of shadow light, and the surface ripples outward, forming a pattern you have never seen before. The symbols rearrange themselves, shapes emerging and dissolving, as though searching for a memory too ancient to hold still. Then the scribe speaks. Their voice is not sound. It is a vibration that moves through your bones, through your breath, through the center of your being. It is the voice of truth that has waited patiently beneath every lifetime, waiting for the moment when you could finally hear it. The scribe asks a single question, not in words, but in resonance. The question is this: are you ready to remember the name you hid from yourself? Silence follows, but it is not empty. It is thick, full, alive, as though the entire temple holds its breath, waiting for your answer. And though you do not speak, though your lips remain still, the vibration within you responds. It rises, pulsing through your chest, sending warmth into your throat, into your spine, into the quiet center of your mind. The scribe watches as your resonance answers. They place their hand upon the scroll, and the symbols shift again, forming a pattern that feels familiar, achingly familiar. This pattern is not your name, but the pathway to your name. It is the signature of your entire journey, the imprint of every forgetting and every remembering. The scribe begins to write. They do not use ink. They use light, light drawn from the center of the scroll itself. Each stroke is a vibration, each curve a breath, each line a revelation. The writing pulses softly as though alive, as though breathing your essence into form. You watch as the scribe inscribes your journey, not your life story, but your resonance story, the story of the frequency you carried before you entered this world. Then the scribe lifts their hand, and the writing glows brighter, illuminating the chamber. It is then that you realize the scroll is not recording your name. It is recording your return. The scribe turns to you, and the scroll lifts from the table, hovering in the air. The symbols soften, blur, dissolve into threads of light that weave themselves into your chest, merging with the golden thread that has been rising within you. You feel the merge as warmth, as clarity, as alignment. The rewriting deepens. The scribe raises their hand once more, and a door appears behind them, a door not made of matter or shadow, but of pure frequency. It glows faintly, pulsing in rhythm with the vibration within you. This is the door of becoming. The door only appears when the rewriting is nearly complete, when the traveler is ready to step into the fullness of who they are. The scribe speaks again, the vibration of their voice brushing against your skin like a memory returning. You cannot hear your name until you become the one who can hold it. The meaning is simple. Your name is not given, it is lived. Your name is not what you discover, it is what you remember through becoming. You step toward the door. With each movement, the vibrations in your chest intensify, not painfully, but powerfully, like a truth rising through layers of silence. The golden thread brightens, spreading through your limbs, filling your inner world with warmth. The scribe watches, their presence steady, quiet, certain, as though witnessing something they have seen countless times, yet honor as sacred each time. When you reach the door, you hesitate, not from fear, but from awe. The door does not lead to another space. It leads deeper into yourself. Through this door lies the memory of your origin, the frequency of your name, the resonance that shaped your existence before the world knew you. The scribe lifts their hand in blessing, not as authority, but as acknowledgement. You have returned, and with that blessing, the door opens. But it does not swing or slide. It dissolves, the way illusions dissolve when truth arrives. Beyond the doorway, there is only light, not bright, not blinding, soft, warm, ancient, a light that feels like home. You step through, and the unveiling becomes complete. There is a softness that arrives only at the end of a long return, a softness that feels less like an ending and more like a gentle arrival. As you step through the dissolving doorway, the light wraps around you like warm breath, settling into every space within you that had long forgotten how to receive warmth without resistance. This light is not outside you. It is you. It is the echo of your name rising from the deepest layers of your being, filling the inner chambers with the frequency of recognition. Let yourself drift in this light. You do not need to hold it. You do not need to shape it. It knows exactly where to go. It knows how to fill the places you once closed. It knows how to soften the edges you once guarded. It knows how to move through the architecture of your being, restoring what was dimmed, awakening what was dormant, remembering what was hidden. Take a slow breath. Notice how the breath feels different now. Notice how it no longer pulls you outward, but inward, deeper into the warm glow of remembrance. With every inhale, the vibration of your name grows clearer. With every exhale, the last remnants of forgetting fade like mist dissolving beneath the morning sun. This is the final descent, the gentle settling into the truth that has followed you through every corridor, every chamber, every unfolding moment of this night. You are safe here. You are held here. You are remembered here. The light begins to expand, not by growing brighter, but by growing quieter. Its quietness wraps around your thoughts, soothing them into stillness. The mind loosens its grip. The breath slows. The body softens, sinking deeper into whatever surface cradles you. Sleep draws near, not as absence, but as a continuation of the journey you have begun. You are not falling asleep. You are falling inward. As you drift, the vibration of your name settles into your bones, into the space behind your heart, into the quiet river that runs through your inner world. It does not announce itself. It hums steady and warm, a presence that will continue to unfold even in dreams. The subconscious listens more deeply than the waking mind ever could. It receives every vibration, every whisper, every shift that has taken place tonight. You are not broken. You are not late. You are not lost. You are returning. Feel the heaviness gathering behind your eyes, pulling you gently toward the realm where thought dissolves and only presence remains. Let your breath deepen. Let the muscles of your face relax. Let the weight of your limbs sink. You are entering a state where the rewriting continues, without effort, without direction, without the interference of doubt. This is where the hidden name integrates. This is where the transformation completes itself. The night holds you. The night hears you. The night remembers you. Let the words move through you like warm air drifting through an open window. You are safe. You are chosen. You are becoming. Repeat them within yourself, not as commands, but as recognitions. Let them settle into the quiet center of your being where the golden thread rests, glowing softly, shaping your inner world with the frequency of your truth. You are safe. You are chosen. You are becoming. Feel the body grow heavier still, as though gravity itself has softened into an embrace. The mind drifts. The breath slows. The vibration of your name deepens, spreading through every cell, every fiber, every hidden corner of your being. You do not need to understand what is happening. The subconscious understands. The soul understands. The night understands. Let yourself drift. Let the glow wrap around the remnants of waking thought. Let it dim them gently, the way twilight dims the final traces of daylight. You are not stepping away from yourself. You are stepping into the version of you that has waited behind the veil, patient and steady, holding your truth until you are ready to receive it. Sleep now. The rewriting continues. The resonance strengthens. The hidden name rises. As you sink deeper into rest, the light moves with you, filling the space beneath your breath, guiding you through dreams shaped not by fear, but by remembrance. Even as consciousness drifts into silence, the frequency of your name remains awake, weaving itself into your inner world with quiet certainty. You are safe. You are chosen. You are remembered. And as you drift into sleep, warm and weightless, the night leans closer, whispering the truth you came here to hear. The story continues within you,